Look at that. Nice. Got a nice medium rare tri-tip. Looking good. I finished trimming the tri-tip, and I did leave a little bit of fat on there, not much. All the major fat's taken off. On this tri-tip, there's a little flap here, and when cooking, I'm going to cook it turned under like that so that it doesn't get overcooked, and the whole tri-tip will cook a little bit more evenly. Okay, what did I remove from it? That's the waist. Mainly fat, and that's my tri-tip. Now I'm going to go to seasoning it, inserting a temperature probe, and putting it in the oven. To season this tri-tip, I'm adding a light coating of olive oil all around it, and that just helps in getting the seasonings to bond with the meat. Start by seasoning the back end and a generous coating of salt. It's a big piece of meat, so that's not a lot of salt. When you look at the overall picture of it, make sure you get the sides. Then I'm also going to do pepper. Just basic salt and pepper on this tri-tip. Nothing. Then my fancy competition seasonings I'm going to put on this one. Just going to go with salt, pepper, and let the tri-tip speak for itself. You've got that side done. Go to the second side, or the top. Generous coating. Put that salt on there. The side's already done, so we don't have to redo those. Pepper. And I know that for my friends who are outside of California, tri-tip is becoming more and more known. You say, why is it called tri-tip? Well, it's triangular. It's a very tasty piece of meat, and usually very, very tender. As mentioned before, I'm going to tuck under that flap there so that the rest of it cooks more evenly. I'm going to insert my temperature probe, and I have it set for a high of 118. So I'll cook it till that internal temperature is 118. Then I'll take it out, and I'm going to do what's called a reverse sear. So I've got my probe. I'm going to insert it actually this way to the middle of the meat. And voila. I learned a new trick from another YouTuber where if you don't have a tray or something like that to put on here, then you can just crinkle up some aluminum foil, put it in the pan, put your meat on, and you can get a little better airflow in the oven. So that's my tri-tip. We're going to put it in the oven. I have it set for 280 degrees, and I'll cook it until that temperature probe reads 118. Don't know how long that's going to take because this meat was pretty cold as I just thawed it out. Tri-tip is out of the oven. It hit 118. Now we're getting ready to sear it. I've got the fan going again because a lot of smoke is going to be generated. So please bear with me on that. We've already got pretty color on there. I think we're good to go. I'm going to let this rest for a couple of seconds. While that's resting, I'll finish all the other components of this meal. Okay, let's see what we got. Ah, looking pretty. Look at that. Nice medium rare. Got a nice medium rare tri-tip. Looking good. Okay, now let me bring them all in to eat. I'll finish slicing it up and get another picture. Nice and juicy.